EMTV elected to prestigious Broadcasting Council. Security exercise Long Reach ends. And Pato explains issues around asylum seeker laws.
This is National EMTV News with Meribah Tulo.
Thank you for joining us for Friday's news. EMTV Media Niugini Limited has recently been elected onto the Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union Administration Council. ABU members elected EMTV MNL last week at the annual ABU General Assembly held in Bali, Indonesia.
Good news for EMTV. Recently elected to the prestigious position of member of the Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union Administration Council. The announcement was made at the conclusion of the recent ABU 53rd General Assembly held in Bali, Indonesia and hosted by ABU member Radio Republic Indonesia. Media Niugini Limited and EMTV CEO Banu Sud says EMTV is proud to be the first broadcaster in the Pacific to be elected onto the Administration Council. He also adds that in EMTV's new global role, EMTV is excited to support the ongoing digital broadcasting revolution in Papua New Guinea to boost the government's digital TV transition program and its vision of public broadcasting access for all. EMTV's representation on the ABU Admin Council is an access that will provide a valuable position to build credibility and promote the image of Papua New Guinea media and strengthening the role of public broadcasters in the Pacific. Free-to-air public broadcasting has had a transformational impact on individuals, businesses, industries and communities, contributing significantly to local economies and improving the lives of billions around the world. Michaeline Moyabasi, National EMTV News.
The building of relationships and sharing of information between security agencies in Papua New Guinea and Australia were two key outcomes identified at the close of a joint task force conference today. The conference began in Port Moresby on Monday and was aimed at developing an operational plan that will be used by all security agencies to ensure a safe and secure APEC in 2018. It was attended by members of the three PNG disciplinary forces, Fire and Emergency Department, and the Australian Federal Police and Defence Force.
This is by far the biggest joint conference hosted in Papua New Guinea to plan security operations for the APEC summit in 2018. It is known as Exercise Long Reach 2016 and is part of promoting Port Moresby as a secure destination for the APEC summit. Police Commissioner Gary Barkey, who officially closed the conference, said he is confident PNG will deliver a safe and secure APEC because of the joint support from over 26 agencies.
Whilst the critics are at the political front, I don't think this is an important issue for us to worry about. I think the important thing is we need to get ourselves together and to be able to appreciate the extent of the event and the nature of the security that is involved in planning such an event.
The conference looked at developing an inter-agency command that can effectively manage the biggest international event PNG will host in 2018. It is facilitated by the Australian Federal Police and funded by the Australian Defence Force under the Defence Cooperation Program.
I think the really core thing that has occurred is we've had all the agencies in the room at the one time discussing their understanding of the issues, and that builds that foundation knowledge that will benefit the way that security is executed in 2018.
It will be the largest security operation involving all agencies in the country, and it is the beginning of many joint conferences that both nations will be engaging in to draft up a security plan for APEC. With the kind of support received by these security agencies, heads of the Correctional Services and PNG Defence Force are standing behind Commissioner Barkey to plan and execute security operations.
Our efforts are not in vain, that the necessary stakeholders, along with the agencies, are closely working together now to progress this arrangement of our preparations towards
What I take away from here is that the preparation is moving forward.
Thakla Gunga, National EMTV News.
Papua New Guinea and Australia are working together to resolve issues surrounding the asylum seekers at the Manus Detention Centre. More than 500 asylum seekers have been granted refugee status. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Immigration, Rimbing Pato, says some of them have agreed to remain there pending resettlement in PNG or in a third country. The minister made these remarks when responding to questions relating to the Australian government's policy on asylum seekers. It prohibits any asylum seeker from entering Australia, including those at the detention centre in Manus and Nauru.
It's connected to key.
Minister Pato says the 583 persons they have determined to be genuine refugees do not want to resettle in PNG. Therefore, the minister has appealed to the international community, including Australia, during the United Nations Summit to help PNG.
We're faced with a stalemate, and therefore we're asking the international community. Of course, we are asking Australia as well, because this is really Australia's problem that we have shared under the arrangement with the Commonwealth to assist a friend in need.
24 others have already sought resettlement in PNG. They are currently in Lae, Rabaul and Port Moresby. The minister explains, based on the arrangement with the Australian government under the refugee resettlement with the Commonwealth, was that PNG will put the 1,500 persons who had sought asylum in Australia, but who were transferred to PNG to be determined under the laws relating to the determination of refugee status.
And of course, we have gone through that process. We have determined quite a number of people as genuine refugees for the purpose of resettlement under the agreement with Australia. And at this point in time, there's about 583 persons who have been positively determined, and there are others who have already sought to be resettled in Papua New Guinea.
The asylum seekers have already gone through the determination process and have identified a number of them as genuine refugees for the purpose of resettlement. The 583 persons do not want to resettle in PNG.
Who did not want to be resettled in Papua New Guinea. So if there was an opportunity to be resettled elsewhere, then we asked the international community to help. And of course, no help has come to us at this point in time, and therefore we've got 583.
Mata Louise, National EMTV News, Lae.
It's a small village spread out over several ridges, and for many years, Gema in the Obura Waninara district had come to accept maternal and infant deaths as a way of life. Their isolation has discouraged teachers from working in the village schools. It has left generations of children without education. Many more have become adults without even setting foot in a classroom. But there appears to be some hope. A proactive village councillor, backed by a community willing to build new classrooms, is slowly changing that.
Gema is one village community with its people spread out over the many ridges that are common in the Obura Waninara district of the Eastern Highlands. Infant mortality is high, and getting access to health care when there is a birth complication is next to impossible. The road link ends at least 5 ridges away, and you can only get here by foot or, if you're lucky, by plane. And it took 15 years for the people to get government approval for this airstrip, which was, like many other services here, built by hand.
Plenty of airstrips like district now, topim number or airstrips in Papua New Guinea. One district as well, like Blomilo here, Obura Waninara, people got 22 airstrips. Now, big plamo.
Yesterday, the community gathered for a small ceremony. For the first time, 3 helicopters arrived in this remote, forgotten location. This is the first time that the people of Gema, many times mocked because of their simplicity and lack of development, have received so much attention on one single day. One of the helicopters came from the Provincial Health Authority. The other brought the Obura Waninara MP. But the most important of all was the helicopter from the Lae-based company, Manalos Aviation, which will begin medical evacuations for the district.
People are lying in rural areas inside long Obura Waninara. Plenty time, all mama, plenty time, all man is like sim sick na, sample sick, lilik 8 post, lilik house sick. You know, have a quick lo helping all na plenty sabung in big bagrap na sample die.
The helicopter is already an integral part of rural healthcare in the Morbi province. Last month, the pilots and the medical team rescued a young man attacked by a shark on Lablab. He would have died if the helicopter rescue hadn't happened.
I'm all too fight here, so I had to walk about us.
Now, with its expansion of services into the Eastern Highlands, Chief Pilot Jürgen Roux, who came to Papua New Guinea more than 30 years ago, hopes he will play a small part in saving lives in the Eastern Highlands.
It is a link between life and death. So it's very simple. You know, when we flew across here, I showed you where the road stopped. That's this mountain and another mountain, and that's where the road stops. So anyone who's got a problem that far away.
It has taken 5 years of work, but the district administration hopes a road link will connect the people of Gema to their administrative center of Obura. But given the difficult terrain, work is slow. And now the only important link between them and medical help is the orange helicopter from Lae City. Scott Wide, National MTV News, Lae.
Rural districts are expected to be hit hard by the impact of risks highlighted in the 2017 budget. The Obura Waninara MP, Mera Kipefa, has pointed out that transport costs and price of store goods will become unaffordable for people in his district. Already, the district spends up to half of its funds on transport costs. Kipefa says a further upward surge of prices will do no good, even with increased funding to provinces and districts.
People rural areas hard hit straight. People are big time straight long. This like inflation because fuel by going up now. Company na Pablo Balustu, all by putting more airfare, blongoli guanta, air freight, fare to baguanta, or something bagona. People like some big hard time straight. Only suppose government look inside long all rural districts, areas where people say excess balusta so is go in. Suppose government is subsidizing this like freight cost, and through bami play naplo completing all project lo 1.5.
Police are investigating the 1.2 million kina robbery that happened at Jackson's Airport in Port Moresby yesterday. It is believed that 5 men were involved in this robbery, but suspects are yet to be arrested. The robbery happened when officers of a named company were about to transport the money on a chartered flight. Police say a stolen vehicle was used in the getaway. The robbers held them up and took off with 1.2 million kina in cash. The money was for the company's operations in Western Province. You're with National MTV News. We continue after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. 17 men and women have completed 3 months of intensive training to provide counseling services. Facilitated by Child Fund PNG, the training is a way to fill in the gap of trained counselors that exist in the country. Sarah Aupong reports.
This group of people have just completed 3 months of intensive training as a first step to becoming qualified counselors, a profession that is largely lacking in PNG. They have been equipped with training to provide delicate care and ways to empower people who need help.
Important that people are assisted to live a normal life free from thinking about, oh, I am abused, I am like this, I can't do anything, I can't help myself. Counseling is helping people to help themselves come out of the violent situation or the situation they cannot entangle themselves from.
Counseling care and support in the country works as a network of people and organizations. One of those organizations is City Mission PNG, who have been doing this work for over 20 years, assisting young men, women and children.
Seen that the care industry is an industry that really needs to be looked into, and if it is and if we all support with referral partners, other government agencies and other NGOs, we can definitely make the homes of these women and children and the young boys a more safer place that they can be able to return to.
This is the second basic training for counsellors that Child Fund PNG has facilitated. The first training saw counsellors who are now working in PNG's only telephone counselling service.
To support the ongoing operations of the counselling center at the moment, we thought of training different groups of people. That's why we started asking the university to give us students so we can train them again. And these are students who have graduated and who have been looking for jobs. So we said, oh, this is a good opportunity. So we brought them in, we trained them, and now they are here. So it's not only supporting our counseling center, but there are other GBV services who don't have counselors, and they will go to these different GBV service providers to provide counseling for different services.
The telephone service, which was launched last year, has now received over 3,000 callers. Those who wish to access the service can call the hotline toll-free number. Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.
The newly built operating theatre and 20-bed ward at Lay's Anga Hospital officially opened today, a part of the interim changes taken while waiting for the new Anga Hospital to be built by the Australian government. It cost 4 million kina and will increase the capacity of Anga Hospital to treat its patients. The new developments form the first phase of support of the Australian government's commitment for the redevelopment of Anga Hospital.
The new operating theatre is fully equipped. It includes a patient recovery area, patient and staff ablution facilities, nurse stations and sterilization rooms. The ward is also equipped with 20 patient beds, bedside tables, visitors' chairs, patient toilet and shower facilities, as well as facilities for staff.
And over the last 3 years, we have seen a lot of development and improvement taking place around the country in terms of our health facilities. Not just clinical facilities like hospitals, health centers and community health posts, but also nursing schools and community health worker schools.
Both buildings are fully air-conditioned, have energy-efficient lighting and are connected to Anga Hospital's centralized medical gas system. Kase says the health department is pleased to receive the two new buildings, as this also contributes to the work ethics and the improvement of the workers' performance. Technical experts are now working to put together a plan for the redevelopment of Engau.
While the interim measures are being put in place, the long-term plan is to have a specialist hospital for Papua New Guinea built here at Engau. And plans have already been done. Australian government will build the hospital, and then our own government will come in to top it up to a level 6 hospital.
Engau CEO Dr. Christopher Kennyhez says the new development will also inspire the community and business leaders to become involved as well. The Australian government is working in partnership with the National Health Department and the Engau Hospital for the maintenance and additional infrastructure to improve service delivery and health outcomes as part of its ongoing bilateral development cooperation program.
So you have immediate benefits of the new services, the new equipment to help our people here in Morobe, but also the extended benefit of inspiring community leaders and business leaders to want to become involved in this exciting project.
The Australian government is also upgrading the Guara wing. Over 2 million kina worth of medical equipment and supplies of the hospital will be placed there. They are also carrying out ground and electrical repairs, a new dental clinic and a new academic building at the Lay School of Nursing that will be completed at the end of this year. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Lay.
226 support staff of Engau General Hospital in Lay have conducted a secret ballot in support of their colleagues nationwide to go on strike. The PNG Health Support Workers Association are demanding better pay and benefits. Engau support workers conducted the secret ballot today after collecting the ballot boxes from the electoral office.
TOT says a letter has been circulated to all the sister hospitals informing hospital CEOs of the action the health support workers are taking. At 3 p.m. this afternoon, a declaration was made and sent to Port Moresby for the final decision to be made by the mother organization.
The same information will be from this afternoon, by 3 o'clock this afternoon. The information will be delivered down to Moresby, and then the decisions will be done there.
The hospital staff are backing their colleagues to halt hospital services after their claims that were put forward to the Department of Personnel Management in September last year have not been attended to. The workers want the government to meet their claims and to compensate them for the increased hours of work. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Ley.
Betel nut growers in Mekio Kuni LLG of Central Province submitted 7 disputed facts in relation to the NCD betel nut control law. A drop in economic activities in Mekio and a lack of consultation with locals were amongst the disputed facts submitted today to the courts.
Parties involved in this matter include Mekio Kuni LLG as applicant, NCDC as first respondent, and Speaker of Parliament as the second respondent. The submissions were made by the Mekio Kuni LLG through their lawyer, Noel Ako, before Justice Alan David at the Wageni National Court. It follows the implementation of the NCD betel nut control law, which was recently passed by NCDC. Ako submitted that betel nut growers were continuously arrested by police and most have seen a decrease in their income from betel nut sales. Lawyer representing NCDC, Justin Ayara, objected the submissions that there were no evidence of the decrease in economic activity and the harassment of locals presented in court. He submitted that under the law, there are issues that can be addressed by the provincial and local level governments. In response to the submissions, lawyer representing the Speaker, Maron Boas, submitted that the Speaker of Parliament did not certify the law as it was passed by the NCDC. A decision on this will be handed down once finalized. Eric Arupma, National EMTV News.
Ella Motors has launched its brand new Toyota Fortuner. Ella Motors Chief Executive Officer Takeshi Abe said the Fortuner is the latest Hilux-based SUVs. The unveiling took place last night at the company's Waigani showroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Toyota Fortuner.
The new Toyota Fortuner was launched at an elegant ceremony at the Ella Motors Waigani showroom, where 3 models were unveiled.
Today we would like to introduce this new Fortuner, which is one of the Hilux-based SUVs.
The Fortuner is a powerful 7-seater SUV designed to meet the demands of a busy family life and/or business life. With its origins influenced and inspired by Toyota's SUV, an iconic Hilux range, the Fortuner already boasts a proud and proven 4-wheel drive heritage.
For a simple day out or more serious adventures, Fortuner is built to take on PNG in the toughest style. Go where your spirit takes you. Make no mistake, each and every Fortuner is built as a genuine 4x4 with the ability to handle versatility and virtually any terrain.
After presenting the 2017 national budget on Tuesday, Treasurer Patrick Pruich said his ears were ringing because some of the taxation measures put through did not go down well with some of the business houses in PNG. But he thanked Ella Motors as one of the leading vehicle companies for seeing the potential in investing in the PNG economy.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of government to congratulate Ella Motors for seeing the future of our country and having the confidence to be able to support our economy.
With a high body position, wide front and rear fenders, the Fortuner is said to take on the harshest PNG conditions in town or in the countryside. Delhi Waigeno, National EMTV News.
And now a look at the finance news. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.3155 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.3080 US dollars, $0.3980 Australian dollars, $0.2743 euro, and 31.34 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, while gold closed the day lower. Palm oil and crude oil closed higher, while copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock markets, the Dow Jones closed 28 points lower, the ASX is trading 44 points lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading 43 points lower. Ahead on National EMTV News, relatives of victims killed in a road accident last week demand a change in settlement fees. The details after the break. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Relatives of 3 deceased employees of a security firm fronted up at EMTV today with grievances in connection to an accident that occurred last weekend at Manu Autoport in Port Moresby. They said they were unhappy with the terms of a full and final settlement agreement the company, Tactical Solutions International, had presented to them. The company has offered to pay 20,000 kina to cover house cry, funeral and repatriation costs for each body. The relatives feel the amount is not sufficient.
According to the relatives, who came in a group of over 20 men and women, one of the deceased was from Hela and the other 2 were Angans. Paul Napi, relative of one of the deceased, describes the incident.
This is company, emi carry mall, igolong this like one black car, open back car.
He said he felt it could have been avoided had the company been more conscious of the man's safety. For this reason, the Hela family are demanding 45,000 kina, while the Engans are demanding 54,000, nothing less.
I'm been wrong long, put him all man antablo car when bakarim kago. I'm not taking safety measures. I'm not putting more line lo seat belt. If only I've been carrying all the bus, this incident shouldn't be happen. Or can see accident but don't know to die.
They say their demands were not compensation claims, but they felt the company should take responsibility for neglecting the safety of their family members on the job.
Me no ask him the compensation. Me like get him this la right. Compensation. Me get up one time this la TSI. Bambla ask him lo this la man India who said been driving car. Or me ask him taso lo this la TSI man lo salim body go down.
EMTV could not get an immediate response from the security firm till Monday, when they have agreed to make a formal comment. Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
The Bishop of Bougainville Catholic Diocese, Bernard Unabali, has announced that a shrine named Fatima will be built to mark the recent visit of the international pilgrim statue of Our Lady of Fatima to the autonomous region. This will continue the work of evangelization within the Catholic Diocese and to prepare for the centenary of the devotion Legion of Mary.
October 31 is a special date of the Catholic Church, ending the month of Rosary, a special prayer devoted to the Lord's Mother. It's a special month this year with the pilgrimage of the International Pilgrim Statue of Our Lady of Fatima. Over 1,000 Catholic faithful were at the Our Lady of the Assumption Cathedral in Haila to end her visit, led by Bishop of the Catholic Diocese, Bernard Unabali. Custodian of the sacred image, Brother Paul Foley, told EMTV News it came on the right time when Bougainville is chartering its way forward for its political status.
It's a time of rebuilding. It's a time of moving forward to the future with Mother's help. I do believe that Bougainville has a very great future, that God has merciful plans for Bougainville and its people, and those plans will be realized, and Bougainville will be a great country, provided Bougainville works with God.
Not only that, but the unification of all churches in Bougainville who came to pray and venerate together.
But yes, I can see that Mother has gone through Bougainville, spreading a grace, a blessing everywhere she went. It has brought people together. It has mobilized the community. It has given a lot of joy to the people. It has brought a lot of unity.
And there's a message of hope for all Bougainvilleans.
So I believe that this is a very important development also. What's significant is that it's coming at the very time that the political development and the economic development is also happening. And that's a very good thing. So God is bringing together leaders of church and state to work in harmony for the benefit of the people.
There were many miracles that happened during the visit of this sacred image, which are counted for by the faithfuls and also the Bougainville Catholic Diocese. The Boga airport was crowd-packed as faithful from around Bougainville farewelled the sacred image. Fabian Hakelitz, National MTV News.
The Arawa School of Nursing in the Autonomous Region of Bougainville has been awarded a certification of compliance by the PNG Nursing Council Education Committee. This permits students to do clinical training in health facilities throughout the autonomous region. Director Selin Tusala says the accreditation also approves 40 new intakes for next year, recognized by the PNG Nursing Council and the National Department of Health. 31 recommendations were reviewed which have met clinical standards. Tusala said the award of the provisional accreditation is a milestone achievement for Bougainville and thanked the Bougainville Affairs Minister, Joe Lera, for investing in lifelong skills training. PNG Power Limited opened its new customer operations office in Port Moresby this afternoon. This modern office will be used to service its customers. Eric Harupma with this report.
The new office space is part of PNG Power Limited's plans for its front office improvement. It costs 250,000 kina. Speaking during the office opening, General Manager Customer Service Upai Minga says it will service PPL customers more effectively and efficiently.
What you see today is a reflection of PPL's value to our customers, of course.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the chairman and
The opening today is added value for its customers as these changes will develop the company's image, staff morale and service delivery. CEO Chris Bice says PPL values its customers in a big way by providing this comfortable service.
Our customers are the key to our business, and we have and we rightfully recognize that, and we want to serve them or attend to their needs and the comfort.
He also thanked PPL management for their tireless effort working alongside him through thick and thin times. Meanwhile, similar services will be rolled out in other main centers throughout Papua New Guinea. Eric Arupma, National MTV News.
Here with National MTV News, Trukai Sports is up next. We'll have all the details after these messages.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Papua New Guinea men's football team, the couples, today attended their physio session at the Aquatic Center. The team has been training 2 days a week in preparation for the Malaysian tournament next week.
Training 2 days a week were the exact words of PNG men's national coach Fleming Siritslev, who says the team is ready to attend their next international match in Malaysia. While going through their physio session after this morning's training, coach Siritslev is confident his team is ready to take on Malaysia come next week.
They are here for normal treatment, I would say. They have had some very tough days, so they need treatment. They are not at all injured and so on, but we need to treat their muscles very carefully.
Couples goalkeeper Ronald Warrison said the team has been training well under the guidance of coach Siritslev.
Said coach Flimtam, I'm good coach. The penzi nidim lem straight penzi couples nidim em kamlo Denmark so ogra boys mi long maslo training blem. I'm giving scheduling training blem.
5 players arrived on Monday this week from Solomon Island, while the other 5 arrived today in Port Moresby, and overseas players Alwin Komolong from USA, Raymond Gunemba and Felix Komolong will join the team on Monday in Malaysia.
We are looking forward to play Asia's #1. I think it'll be the toughest opponent that PNG ever has had. So we are very much looking forward to this.
The team plays the first of 2 matches against Iran on the 10th and take on Malaysia on the 15th in their second match. Now training hard 2 days each week, the PNG national men's football team, the couples, were here today at the Tarama Aquatic Center for a physio session with their coach. Now the boys will leave next week on Monday for their Malaysian tournament. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
Papua New Guinea has been given an excellent opportunity to grow the sports tourism sector through the staging of the country's maiden global tournament, the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Papua New Guinea 2016. The 2015 Pacific Games set the momentum for many events to follow, and the World Cup is the first of many global sporting events Papua New Guinea will push to host.
Who would have thought that FIFA would come here?
A statement often thrown around, but in just under 2 years, host nation of the 2016 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, Papua New Guinea has proven itself worthy of hosting a global tournament. With multi-million kina infrastructures, not forgetting the 5-star luxury accommodations that are being built, the opportunity to venture into sports tourism is now.
This is an investment that we are making in order to project a good, positive image for our country, for our people, for our culture. For us, it's a destiny for investment and tourism and so on. This is a powerful platform by which we can promote our countries.
Events such as the 2015 Pacific Games and now the World Cup have and will add to the socio-economic growth of Port Moresby.
It also inspires our young people. They can become elite sportsmen by taking sports seriously, but otherwise we use sport to promote their self-esteem. They become leaders, they become champions, they respect their opponents, they listen to their coach, and those are attributes that are positive for our young people. So this is what we should be seeing. I want to, our people to understand this, that sport is a powerful medium by which we unite our people, break down barriers, people coming together and develop good social values.
In the coming days, the 15 participating nations will enter the country. Over 21 international journalists will be in Port Moresby for the event, and an expected audience of over 124 million television viewers from 100 countries watching the tournament from Papua New Guinea. With the countdown to the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup already underway, Team Venezuela were the first to touch down in Port Moresby early yesterday morning, with the first match scheduled to begin on Sunday, the 13th of November. Lorraine Genia, National EMTV Sports.
Trukai Sports continues. After the break, we'll have the latest results from the Barramundis in Hong Kong. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. The PNG Pukpuks depart Port Moresby on Monday for the first ever Cup of Nations tournament in Hong Kong. Carrying the same team forward from the 2015 Oceania Rugby Cup, coach Sydney Wesley remains confident in the team's preparation leading into the tournament. The Pukpuks' opening match is against Hong Kong on Friday the 11th of November, followed by Russia on the 15th and Zimbabwe on November the 19th. To cricket, and Barramundis skipper Asad Vala and batsman Willie Gavera have been named in the top 3 of vote getters in the Saka Premier League Most Outstanding Player Award. Though Luke Robson from the Northern Territory Strike won the award with 5 votes, more than Vala's 13.
Vala became one of the top 3 favourites when he recorded 2 half-centuries and an unbeaten 113, where he became the second lead scorer in the 2016 Saka Premier League, where the Papua New Guinea side featured in for 2 weeks prior to the meet with Namibia. Vala fell short of grabbing the award as Northern Territory's Luke Robbins was the leading wicket-taker with 18 wickets at an average of 16.39. Barra's other lead batsman Willie Gavera also made it to the 3rd place with 11 votes alongside Mavericks Harry Nielsen and Western Grids Daniel Drew. For the Barras, Vala and Gavera were the 2 scorers that assisted the PNG team to finish in 3rd place with 4 wins, 3 draws and a loss in the Saka Premier League campaign, whereas Northern Territory and Western Grid finished in 1st and 2nd placing. Today, both men are in Hong Kong with the rest of the team participating in the first of 3 World Cricket League ODI Round 5 matches. Dini Rose Raiko, National EMTV Sports.
Still in cricket, the first of the 3 one-day internationals took place today in Hong Kong. After winning the toss, Hong Kong batted first and they were all out for 269 after the 49th over. The Barramundis, then chasing a target of 270 after lunch, saw the top order collapse for 102 runs after the 19th over. As of 6 p.m. this evening, Hong Kong won by 106 runs as the Barras were all out for 163 in the 38th over. And that ends True Kai Sports. After the break, we'll have the weather details for the next 24 hours.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
A look at the weather for the next 24 hours in the southern region. Fine weather expected in Kerma, Alata and Popondetta. Cloudy periods in Daru. Fine, although cloudy periods sometimes for Port Moresby. To the Momase region, fine but cloudy in Ley and Wau, fine weather in Madang, cloudy periods in Wewak as well as in Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, fine weather over the next 24 hours, brief showers in Keveng, passing thunderstorms in Buka. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, a shower or 2, chance of rain in Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabag.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield, with doing with Dulux.
Before we go, recapping our main stories tonight. MTV elected to prestigious Broadcasting Council, security exercise long reach ends, and Minister Pato explains issues around asylum seeker laws. And that's the news, sports and weather this Friday, the 4th of November 2016. On behalf of the MTV News team, pleasant viewing. Good night.